Come into our house of hope and love, of peace and justice, of wholeness and healing. Come in where we welcome the certain and the seeking, the long-timers and the newcomers, the beloved and the brokenhearted. All of you can find a home at Throop, where we go love the world from the heart of Pasadena and from the heart of our homes. We're so happy. Those of you joining us online today, good morning. It is really good to be back with you all. I was away the last 5 Sundays. I am heartened to see that some things did not change in those 5 Sundays. Terry is still holding down the naughty pew in the very front, and I think it's expanded now to the second pew. If you would like to be part of the naughty pew crew, after we do welcoming each other, you can move down into the front pew with Terry Trindler. And last Sunday, many of you arrived at Throop, and you discovered that one of our beautiful 100-year-old stained glass windows had been vandalized. And I grieved along with you. Last Sunday morning, we discovered that a rock had been thrown through, and there will be an effort to repair the window, and so we'll give you all updates and worship and our weekly tidings about how you can be part of that restoration effort. And today we're in the midst of a change of liturgical season. We welcome September with the lessons of falling seeds. The seeds that are forming, they nourish wildlife and birds, and they hold promises and possibilities for all that is to come. And you too hold promises and possibilities for all that is to come in your life. If you're new to Throop, we would love to stay in touch with you. You can fill out the info card that you'll find in the pew back in front of you. And each one of us is a light in the world, and the flame from our chalice symbolizes and reflects that light.
Our time in worship is intimately connected with our daily lives. As a symbol of that connection, we light our chalice with a flame for our candle of hope and witness. May the simple spark of this flame remind us this is a holy time together. With this flame, may our highest intentions be refreshed. With this flame, may we remember who we are and whose we are. With this flame, may our faith be renewed and reignited to guide our journey. We light a second candle to honor the people and ancestors whose land we now occupy. The land under and around Throop was once and is still home of the Gabrielino Tongva Band of Mission Indian people. May this knowledge and awareness lead us into seeking justice and equity for all. We light a third candle symbolizing our watershed, the Arroyo Seco. May their waters continue to nourish life in all our communities. We take a moment of silence, holding all of these things in our hearts.
Come, whoever you are welcome here. Come, rise up together as we sing our opening hymn, number 188.
Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come.
Come again into our Sunday worship service. Take a moment and welcome others in the pew.
Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come.
Come, whoever you are. Come and bring all of who you are. Come and connect with these people and this place. Come and connect with your spirit. and with our earth. Deepening ecological consciousness matters to us at Throop. And it matters to us because we are intimately and intricately connected with all of creation, and we are ultimately connected with one another. 9 years ago, the people of Throop began reciting a promise to our planet. And we did that as a way to make the sometimes invisible relationship that we have with our earth more visible. To make that relationship visible on the page and to actually breathe in and out that relationship. Each Sunday at Throop, we breathe and pray and commit to these words. And if you're a regular attendee, you may notice that the words for our promise to our planet are coming a little bit earlier in our service. Why may that be, good people of Throop? Why, she says. Why? Why not, says Terry Trindler. We're moving them earlier in the service because we want our children to be in the room with us when we recite the words, and we want our children to remember these words and for these words to be a part of the shape and form of their faith lives. And so now we join together, all of us, in saying our promise to the planet. The words are in your order of worship. As members of the family of living beings on earth, we are guided by the Unitarian Universalist principle of respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. With hearts filled with love for it, eyes nurtured by its beauty, and minds ruminating on ways to protect its sacred and scarce resources, we promise to nurture the well-being of all life and of the planet itself. And our responsive reading is, "You are welcome here." And the phrase that the congregation will recite together is in your order of worship. And it is, "May the deep wells of our lives be replenished and renewed." And let's say that together. May the deep wells of our lives be replenished and renewed. We gather this morning on the brink of a new congregational year. Some of us come fresh from summer adventures, from wind and wave and sunshine. May the deep wells of our lives be replenished and renewed. Some of us come broken down from summer losses, from tears and pain and heartache. Some of us come wearied from summer monotony, from work and heat and sameness. May the deep wells of our lives be replenished and renewed. Some of us come renewed from summer rest, from peace and solitude and contemplation. Whoever you are and wherever you come from, whatever gifts and needs you bring, please know that you are welcome here. May the deep wells of our lives be replenished and renewed. Today's worship theme is pointing our divining rods, and it's about finding important touchstone values that lead us into acts of justice and service. And with that in mind, this morning we hear an old fable from the Middle Ages called Belling the Cat.
Once upon a time, the mice, being sadly distressed by the persecution of the cat. resolved to call a meeting to decide upon the best means of getting rid of this continual annoyance.
Mouse meeting.
Many plans were discussed and rejected. At last, a young mouse got up.
I propose we hang this bell around the cat's neck.
So that they might, for the future, always have notice of her coming, and so be able to escape. This proposition was hailed with the greatest applause.
All in favor of hanging a bell around the cat's neck, say aye.
The idea was agreed to at once unanimously, upon which an old mouse, who had sat silent all the while, got up and said,
This contrivance is most ingenious, and I have no doubt that it would be quite successful. I have one question, though. Which of us would actually bell the cat?
It is one thing to propose, another to execute.
And thus ends our story for the morning. Leaving us with a compelling question: who will do what? This month's worship theme is Deep Well, and a component of the deep well of our Unitarian Universalist faith is our commitment to love the world through acts of service and justice. Just like in our story, it's not enough for us to come in here and say we believe in changing the world. It's not enough for us to go home and get on social media and post about the importance of saving and changing the world. Our faith calls us to act. We must be the ones that are willing to bell that cat in whatever shape or form it shows up in our world. We must be willing to do the things that make a difference and ensure that all life, yes, even the life of cats and mice, that they are honored for their whole and holy selves, even when doing this is a challenge. Our theme for the year at Throop, our sub-theme is when you see something at Throop or out in the world, when you see something, do something. When you see something, do something. And thank you, Throop players, for your beautiful storytelling of Belling the Cat. Our pondering moment comes from Gretchen Haley. Know you are not alone, and discover the way our voices rise together. For this one moment, know only that you are loved, that you are safe and whole and loved fully. Know that you belong here, here among us, here on this earth, here in your body. however tired or broken your heart may be. Whatever fear, disappointment, anger you carry for this hour, know that you are not alone. Feel the presence of others surrounding you, breathing beside you, breathing with you. Discovering together the way our voices rise and fall together in harmony and hope. Claim here a resilient freedom, the choice for love, the choice for light, to live with joy and gratitude and praise as a form of resistance. And our voices will rise together as we breathe in and out. Meditation on breathing, number 1008 in the Teal hymnal.
Would some of you join me in singing, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Keep that going. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
This church supports the breathing in and breathing out of our community life. You all support it through your generous and abundant gifts of time and talent and treasure. On Sundays, you see some of the time and talent being released into our congregation through all the roles many of you take in worship. You also support it through your generous gifts of treasure. If you're able to make a gift today, you can do that online. The ways to give online are in the order of worship. If you're in the room, you can offer a donation by cash or check. And if you would like that noted to your pledge or just noted to you in general, we ask that you use the green offering envelope and put your name on it. And if you're a first-time visitor, please let the offering plate pass you by. Our morning offering will now be gratefully received.
What a piece of work we are, how marvelously wrought, the quick contrivance of the hand, the wonder of our thought, the wonder of our thought. Why need to look for miracles outside of nature's law? Humanity, a wonder at with every breath we draw, with every breath we draw. But give us room to move and grow, but give our spirits play, and we can make a world of light of every common clay, of every common clay. Oh, what a piece of work we are, how marvelously wrought, the quick contrivance of the hand, the wonder of our thought, the wonder of our thought.
And in that spirit of gratitude, we lift up those supporting today's worship service. We offer our gratitude and thanks for Kate, who was our greeter and usher, Steve for running our live stream, for the Throop players for bringing the story to life, Rachel, Paula, and Megan, who are our Earth Elements and visual arts team who created the wonderful altarscape today. I'd like to thank Dre and Matthew for offering the chalice lighting words. Hillary for all of your ongoing administrative support and holding everything together while I was away, and Megan for all of your collaboration and good humor and fun that we have together in crafting worship. If you too would like to be a part of the Sunday morning magic that happens around here, after service at coffee hour, Rachel will have a table and it will be filled with sign-up sheets. And at the end of coffee hour, we would love to see your names in various places on the sign-up sheet. Some things you could sign up that would give you a role, more of a speaking role in worship. And then there are other things that are just as important, but maybe are better for the introverts or folks that don't want to be in front. Some of the background things that need to happen. Rachel, thank you for leading that effort for volunteers. And I also just want to note that next Sunday is our water ceremony and our in-gathering Sunday. And you're invited to bring a small bit of water next Sunday that symbolizes water in your life that holds spiritual significance for you. And then as a way to welcome people back, we'll also be having an ice cream social after the service, and there'll be ice cream of all kinds for all the various needs we have in the room. And we'll just be really happy to officially kick off our program year next Sunday. So as we give thanks for the morning offering and all of the ways you all support our Throop community life, please share the words of the response to the offering in the order of worship. For the ministries of the church and our community, we bless our offering with love and hope. And with that spirit of gratitude still filling our hearts, I just invite you to take a gentle breath in and exhale. As I awoke this morning, I was thinking about what a contrast it was to last Labor Day weekend Sunday. We actually had to close the doors of our church because of the extreme heat. We don't have air conditioning. We're really old-fashioned and old school and low impact in that way. And so this year we were given the gift of clouds and little bits of rain and cool weather to help replenish our spirits for the warm days we know are in the future. I invite you to take another gentle breath in together and exhale. Our centering hymn is number 157, Step by Step, the Longest March. Here in LA, we have colleagues and comrades that are striking, that are moving along picket lines. As we sing this song, let's hold in our heart kind of gratitude and courage and strength for all those on strike. We have Unite Here 11, and some of them are just up the street at the Hilton on strike. And of course, we hold in our hearts the Writers Guild and Screen Actors Guild. We wish them perseverance in the fight. And again, we sing together number 157.
Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And by union what we will can be accomplished still. Drops of water turn a mill, singly none, singly none. Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And by union what we will can be accomplished still. Stops of water turn a mill, singly none, singly none. Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And by union what we will can be accomplished still. Drops of water turn a mill, singly none, singly none. Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And by union what we will can be accomplished still. Drops of water turn a mill, singly none, singly none.
And we breathe in together the words of that song, our single drops here forming a mighty current. As you take a breath in and gently exhale, hold awareness of your body in this place, the other bodies in the room near you, an awareness of this moment of stillness that we share together. Breath of life and breath of love, this Labor Day Sunday, we lift up our hearts in gratitude for the simple pleasures in life. Time with loved ones, a surprisingly cool day in the midst of summer heat. This pause in the rush of busy days. In these last days of summer, let us notice all the gifts of this particular season. The angle of the evening sun, the beauty of the seed pods forming on vines, and the last of the summer fruits and vegetables. This Labor Day weekend, we remember the sacred nature of work. May we build up a community where people's work can give their life meaning, provide for all of their material needs, and support the well-being of all life on earth. Our hearts and minds rest in solidarity with Unite Here, Local 11, the hotel workers, with the Writers Guild of America, with Screen Actors Guild. All of these members are on strike, their voices rising and falling together in harmony and hope. We bless this holy interruption of business as usual, and we pray that justice, fairness, and equity win out over corporate greed. Together, let us be the voice, and together, let us be part of the change. Together, let us serve humanity and all living beings. For all that is our life, we give our thanks and praise. Amen.
Amen. Would you all repeat after me? Be the change.
Be the change
you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
And change will come to you.
And change will come to you.
I'm going to teach you all how to sing this. Sing with me, and we'll sing it a few times. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. And change will come to you. Look at that. Sing that again. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. And change will come to you. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. And change will come to you. Be the voice you want to hear. Be the voice you want to see in the world. Be the voice you want to hear in the world. Be the voice you want to hear in the world. And change will come to you. Be the voice you want to hear in the world. Be the voice you want to hear in the world. Be the voice you want to hear in the world. And change will come to you. Be the light you want to shine in the world. Be the light you want to shine in the world. Be the light you want to shine in the world. Be the light you want to shine in the world. change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. And change will come to you. Change will come to you. And change will come to you. And change will come to you.
Come with me. Come with me, step by step, movement by movement. Come with me to the very edge of the deep wells of our spiritual lives. In the old days, wells were dug by hand. They were dug with a pick and a shovel. The soil was excavated all the way down to the water table. And that well was lined with stones or brick or tile or some other material to prevent collapse. You can see that our Throop deep well down here was crafted with a certain type of stone, also called paint. Wells were covered with a cap of wood or stone or concrete, and we forgot to cover ours, and look at all the water escaping out of the top of it. I want to thank again those who created our beautiful altarscape that we'll be using this month, Rachel and Megan and Paula. This month we're using the image of a well to help us think about our spiritual life and development. And that water that's found in the depths of the well, that water is your beliefs, your understandings about life and all the mysteries of the universe. Well water is impacted by drought, by seasonal variations in rainfall, by atmospheric pressure changes, and of course it's impacted just by the amount of pumping. And your own hearts and spirits and your own personal beliefs, they change and grow and evolve over time, over the course of your lifetimes. Hardships and heartaches, sweet celebrations and simple loves, the curiosities and questions that you hold. All of these and more give us room to move and grow, to give our spirit play. They support the rising and the falling of our becoming. The stones that give shape to wells, those stones are like our shared Unitarian Universalist values. These shared values help give structure to those individual beliefs that you have. And in Unitarian Universalism, we understand that these values are not static. They actually weren't chiseled into stone. We know that some of those stones become old and crumbly and worn out, no longer providing a helpful brace. And so we remove the ones worn with time, and we carefully replace them with stones that help us live meaningfully and purposefully, allowing us to meet the challenges of contemporary times. And the mortar that holds all those stones together, that mortar is our covenanted community. We are bound together as Unitarian Universalists, not by a common creed. We're not bound together by a set of doctrines, but we're bound together in covenantal relationship. And this is a promise and a way of being in religious community that goes all the way back to our very earliest beginnings, back to this document called the Cambridge Platform, which was crafted in 1648. That's part of what we Unitarian Universalists carry in our breath and the rising and the falling of our being together. And we hope that all who are impacted by that siren are tended to and cared for. Through this covenantal relationship with one another, we promise to move together in the spirit of love and service. We understand that we are connected to each other and we are connected to all of creation. And of course, this water that's down there in the well, do we just want to leave it in? We just want to leave it down there? Dre says no. Dre, what are we going to do with this water? We're going to use it. We are going to use up this water. We are going to pull it out of the well. We are going to drink it ourselves. We are going to share it with others. And I've been imagining a dipper that symbolizes our commitment to service. We Unitarian Universalists do not keep our values to ourselves. We don't want to keep them hidden down in the ground. We live our values out loud in the world. We reach into ourselves and we draw out life-giving, life-sustaining actions. We do this so we can repair all that is broken in the world. This church year, we will be focusing on the stones that make up the outside of the well. These stones, these values, are gifts of our faith, and these shared values are in the midst of change. They were not indeed chiseled in stone a few decades ago. We're not digging a brand new well, don't worry. We're just replacing some stones to maintain the integrity and relevancy of our shared spiritual lives together. So some of you, if you've been coming to Unitarian Universalist congregations for a while, you are familiar with the 7 Unitarian Universalist principles. Some of you have memorized them by heart. These are a set of guiding ethical statements, and they are right now in the midst of a national revision process. A revision to these principles was proposed last year, and in June of 2023, there's this national conference, and a bunch of Unitarian Universalists, they talked about them. Imagine a room full of 3,000 Unitarian Universalists debating and getting heated and caring about words that are central to who we are. And somehow they passed this revision, and then it's going to be up for a final vote next summer. And we're going to spend the next year at Throop in part talking about these values, these gifts of our faith, so that when these come up for a vote next summer, we know what's happening. And there'll be ways during the year for us to give feedback on these proposed changes. So this set of shared values are updated stones. The update has come out of years of promise and struggle. And in the new language, you can hear our voices rising and falling in harmony and in hope. So why would we even need to update these? I mean, we had 7 principles, and a lot of us know them by heart and really love them. I mean, do we have anything to gain by updating them? I mean, I think that's a good question for us to ponder and ask. Well, the 7 principles that we know were last substantially revised in 1985. And there's a desire to reshape them to help us really live more fully into the future of this faith, and so that we can continue to be a powerful and relevant force for spiritual and moral growth, healing, and change. And so with the new kind of value statement that is coming out, at the very heart of these 6 values is the core ethic of love in action. And this love becomes visible through our Unitarian Universalist commitment to anti-racism, anti-oppression, and multiculturalism. And so the 6 values that are being proposed. Number 1, interdependence. That sounds familiar, does it not? Interdependence meaning that we cherish all creation by nurturing relationships of care and respect. And the second value is a value of pluralism, that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. And the third is the value of justice. We strive to be diverse, multicultural, beloved communities where all thrive. Number 4, transformation. Like we just sang about being the change. We adapt to the changing world and we grow spiritually and ethically. We are not static creatures. A 5th value is that of generosity, that we cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope in all that we do. And the 6th one is equity. Every person, every being has the right to flourish with inherent worth and dignity. So again, this year we'll spend time in worship and also in a monthly gathering called Gifts of Our Faith, really delving into these and having opportunities to provide feedback to this national process. And as I was thinking about this well of ours, I realized that there are a few things that make our Throop Unitarian Universalist spiritual wells unique, that make them really and truly ours. And it's not only that our well has not 1, not 2, but 3 witches' brooms around it. We considered maybe writing them into worship today, but no, we decided they looked better just gently lying there next to the well. But I've been thinking about these pieces that make our Throop well really ours. I've been thinking about them as divining rods. Divining rods are known to be mystical and magical, and every time I think about you all, of course, I think of you as mystical and magical people. Divining rods are used to discover underground water sources, to point to something that is present but invisible to us at ground level. And we have a few liturgical elements in our Sunday worship service that act as our divining rods. Their purpose in our worship service is to lift up and help make certain relationships visible and real to us. These 3 worship elements point us toward right and gentle living in the world. They ground us in a sense of purpose and sacred relationship. And they arose out of ecofeminist spirituality and out of our Throop commitment to deepening ecological consciousness. And these 3 elements that we share on Sunday are the element of lighting the candle that honors the unceded land of the Gabrielino Tongva Band of the Mission Indian people, the candle we light that honors the Arroyo Seco watershed on which we reside, and our spoken promise to our planet. We know that our earth is in crisis, and through our worship services, we want to help awaken you to the splendor of creation, to reignite your love for earth, and to inspire you to work for change. We started lighting a candle to honor the land under and around Throop during our COVID-era worship services. And one of our members, one day in that worship, when she was sharing chalice lighting words, Clara spontaneously offered a land acknowledgement. And after Clara did that, there was something about it that felt right for our community to do that. And we continued to do it as just one way to remind ourselves that we are indeed embedded in a white supremacy culture, this culture that has used of land and thrown away people. We at Throop want to be part of the conscious unraveling of harm that's been done over many centuries as we work for justice and equity for all. And then we began lighting a candle for our watershed, the Arroyo Seco, as a way for us to ground ourselves in this particular part of the world. Ministry and being community is context-driven, and we would not be the church that we are today if we were not this historic Universalist congregation on this busy corner in downtown Pasadena, held and nourished and nurtured by the waters and wildlife of our watershed. Those waters and hills and contours have shaped the land on which we pray and play. And then finally, our Throop promise to our planet. It connects us to our commitment to not turn away from the climate crisis, but to love our earth as a fellow family member and to develop a kinship relationship with all creation. So our spiritual wells, they're made up of the waters of our spiritual lives. They're made up of these stones of our Unitarian Universalist values. They're made up of the mortar that is our covenanted community, the dipper that is our service to the world, to ourselves, to each other, and the divining rod that is our own true commitment to earth care, people care, and fair share. So during this month especially, I invite you to spend time in your own personal devotional moment, whether that's on a meditative walk or in your car or in a time of prayer or grace before a meal, to ponder what else comprises your own spiritual well. What stones have you added in, or what stones have you had to gently take away? When you come to the edge of our well, when you peer over the edge, what do you see in the waters below? May that ethic of love at the center guide all of us into lives of ever-deepening faith, meaning, and purpose. It's good to be back with you all. Let's sing together our closing hymn. Please rise as you are able. Let this be a house of peace, number 1054 in the teal hymnal. As your voices rise and fall together in a sense of solidarity and community.
Let this be a house of peace, of nature and humanity, of sorrow and elation. Let this be our house, a haven for the healing, an open room for question and our inspiration. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace. Let all in be a house of freedom, guardian of dignity and worth held deep inside us. Let this be our house, a platform for the three boys, where all our sacred differences shall here not divide us. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace. Let all in this house seek truth, where scientists and mystics abide with reverence here. Let this be our house, a house of our creation, where works of art and melodies consecrate the atmosphere. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace. tender dreams. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace. Let this be a house of peace.
Place a hand on your heart and reach a hand out to someone in the room or a friend on our live stream. Our chalice and our candles are extinguished, but we carry their light with us. May that light illuminate our inner courage. May it be a beacon for all who need hope. May it point us toward lives of service and meaning. May we continue to build a new way together. I love you all. Go out and love the world. Amen and blessed be.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, building stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. Hate from greed and jealousy. We are working to be free. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way.